FAQs about the Camino de Santiago. Yep, there's a bunch of them. Stay tuned and let's talk about them. Whether you are a veteran pilgrim with multiple Caminos on your boots, or a first-time and very excited new pilgrim, or anywhere in between, there are always questions. In this episode, I would like to address the more frequent and often unspoken questions that pilgrims have. We'll begin with some of the more general questions and end with a couple that many pilgrims have but are too shy to ask. FAQ number 1, how the heck do you get to SJPDP? First of all, SJPDP stands for Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. Yep, that's a mouthful, hence the shortening to SJPDP, or just Saint-Jean. The loose translation is Saint John at the foot of the pass. This is the traditional starting point for the Camino Frances. This small town is located in France, only 8 kilometers east of the Spanish border. Most pilgrims that are doing the Camino Frances route from SJPDP enter Europe via Paris or Madrid. Madrid is the closer landing point, but either place will have adequate transportation to Saint-Jean. If you're coming from Paris, you can take a plane, train, or bus to Bayonne or Biarritz, then a train to Saint-Jean. If you're landing in Madrid, you can take a train or a bus to Pamplona, then a bus or a taxi to Saint-Jean. When you arrive in Saint-Jean, all you need to do is look around, see all the people with backpacks heading to someplace, looking like they know where they're going. Jump into the water and follow the crowd. They're all heading to the old medieval area of the village where the pilgrim's office is, as well as all the albergues and shops. You can't get lost and will be swept away with all the excitement. FAQ number 2, should I pre-book my room or just wing it? Accommodations can be grouped into 2 categories, dormitory style and private rooms. The first type, dormitory, are called albergues or refugios, and these are basically hostels. To check into one of these, you need a pilgrim passport, and they rent beds for the night on a first-come, first-served basis. No reservations accepted. The second type, private rooms, are typically modest casa rurales or pensions. These are typically small family-run businesses, and you will have your private bathroom. They do take reservations and often use the popular hotel booking sites online. In the larger towns and cities, you will also find hotels ranging from the modest small types with 2 or 3 star ratings to the 5-star Paradores type hotels. Of course, these do take reservations and use all the online booking sites. The question you need to ask yourself is, am I comfortable knowing that I may not be able to find a dormitory bed in the village I'm planning to stay in tonight? Or do I want to confirm that I will have a bed and book a private room? If you don't know what you would be comfortable with, try them both and find out. Each type of accommodation offers different experiences, and I like to mix it up and enjoy both. FAQ number 3, how many hours or miles will I walk each day? The average walking speed of an adult is about 3 miles per hour or 5 kilometers per hour. The average distance between stages on Camino routes is 12 to 18 miles or 20 to 30 kilometers. If you walk the average speed, that will mean 4 to 5 hours of walking each day. Take into consideration mid-morning coffee break, lunch, and afternoon refreshments, and you probably will be on the trail about 7 to 8 hours each day. I like to use my phone for GPS tracking as well as average pace, walking time, resting time, so I can estimate my progress along the way. There are several phone apps out there that give you accurate real-time tracking of your progress. My favorite one for the Camino Frances is the Camino Connections app. Here's the link below. Not only does it give you GPS tracking, it offers information and links to lodging, eating, historical sites, as well as a platform for connecting with pilgrims you meet along the way. FAQ number 4, what if I have to relieve myself on the trail? Yep, this happens. Remember what your mom and dad always said on road trips when you stopped for gas? I don't care if you don't have to go anyway. Whenever I stop along the way for morning coffee, midday lunch, afternoon Coke Zero break, I always use the facility. But if the urge hits, and you do need to relieve yourself on the trail, go a discreet distance off of the trail. Take out that plastic bag with your emergency toilet paper. Do your business and then clean everything up and pack it out in the plastic bag. When you get to the next town or village, dispose of your plastic bag properly. FAQ number 5. What is the difference between the Compostela and the credential? These are 2 different documents. The credential you get at the start of your trip, and the Compostela is presented to you at the completion. The credential, also called the Pilgrim Passport, is the small paperback book with your name and pertinent information on it. As you walk the Camino, you get stamps from cathedrals, museums, restaurants, hotels, other lodgings. The credential confirms that you are a pilgrim and entitled to whatever the businesses offer for pilgrims. I have a couple here. I always take several because I do a lot of Caminos in one trip and I fill them up really quickly. But these are in little plastic covers that I got from Casa Ivar. I'll put the link down here if you want to get them. But this first one comes from the American pilgrims on the Camino. And so you can just email their office and they'll send you one. They fill out the first information for you. And then this other one is the credential from Santiago. And I also got this one through Casa Ivar. And yeah, there's all the little places where you get your stamps and prove that you have walked the route. The Compostela is the certificate you receive at the end of your Camino from the Pilgrim office. This is a certificate confirming that you have completed the Camino. In Santiago, you must have walked a minimum of 100 kilometers or cycled 200 kilometers on any of the Camino routes. Additionally, there are several Caminos that present their specific Compostela upon completion. The Camino Fisterra, the Camino Muxia, Camino Terraciano are just a couple of examples, but there are several others. FAQ number 6. Can I walk with my dog? If you have been following this channel, you know that my dear little Bella is with me always. She's a trained and registered service dog. She goes with me into stores, on airplanes, into restaurants, everywhere. But I would never consider taking her with me on a Camino, and here is why. The Camino is an unreliable, undefined activity. It's challenging. Food, water, lodging are not always just around the next bend in the trail. It can be very difficult for a pilgrim to have all their needs met. We as humans are responsible for our dear animals. We can subject ourselves to these type of conditions, but to do so to an animal, in my opinion, would not be acceptable. Also, most of the lodging accommodations along the Camino do not allow dogs. Therefore, your dear dog would have to sleep outside. I leave my little one at home with my husband. We video chat daily. Oh, I also video chat with my husband. But I would never subject my Bella to that environment. But that's just my opinion and my situation. If you are considering walking with your dog, there is an organization that can answer your questions and help you decide if this is an option for you. The organization is the Association for the Protection of Animals on the Camino, or APACA. Here's the link. FAQ number 7. This one is for you. If you're a veteran pilgrim, what questions are typically asked of you? Please write your response in the comments below. If you're a future pilgrim and you have questions, please ask in the comment section below also. Veteran pilgrims, please read the questions and answer them. I look forward to reading the dialogue. I have only just barely scratched the surface of the FAQs on the Camino. I need everyone's help on this one. So thank you everyone for participating. This is going to be my last YouTube video for a while. I leave for Spain in just a few days. But if you would like to get a preview of what will be coming up in the videos that I'll be making when I return in September, join me on Facebook. My Facebook name is Guyleen Gigi Tree, and I'll write all that right here. How about some music now? For this one, I have to set the scene. Just imagine you're on a beach in the southern part of Spain, perhaps Malaga, perhaps Alicante, but no way Benidorm. Your toes are in the water and you're sipping on a fruity drink that has an umbrella in it. And you hear some cool kickback jazz. You ready?